And I think I was going to say, hey, now I'm going to tell you how to write. No, I'm not. I'm not going to tell you how to write because of this. This is the reason because I'm still learning. Okay. I've only written 4 books. I have other works in progress, yes, but I learn with every book I write. So that's got nothing. The art of writing to me is to tell you that there is other art involved in actually writing a book. At least it is for me. Different people do it different ways. I'm not saying this is the way to do it. I'm saying what I do works for me. And what works for me is if I incorporate art by doing art myself, digital art, and music to enhance the experience. All right. So everybody's got different type of music they like. What I do love about the fact that I use music is because I've been able to introduce myself to lots of new music. I haven't become a curmudgeon and said, I've looked at everything from rap to electronic. Not a big fan, but I love specific music. I like dark gothic music, and I write by a lot of this stuff. And there's just some fantastic bands. When I started my first book, The Equinox, I I used art to kind of go all in. Okay, I dusted off this manuscript and I said, if if I'm going to do this, I got to know how it's going to look. So I'm not a great artist, okay, and much of my early stuff was very rudimentary. You kind of learn as you go, and as the programs get better, you learn better techniques and stuff like that. But that's why I don't sell my art commercially, because it's not good enough. All right, it's got uh, it goes to a certain elevation. That's it. But that's not why I do it. I don't. I'll make art for a cover or something like that. And of course, when I was direct indie, I didn't have a publishing house, and they didn't want a new cover. I made my own covers, and I went bonkers in the beginning. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. It's like, hey, this looks cool. Hey, that looks cool. Okay, and it was somewhat amateur, but again, it wasn't so much to impress the public as it was to get my muse moving and get it going. So that's what I did. Is I pumped out all this different types of art. I of my characters, of the creatures, and even one Halloween, I made a full-size skinwalker for the book The Equinox, and you'll see pictures here. That actually attracted media attention, and I got a couple of newspaper interviews out of the deal, and man, they ran me right out of candy. But that's always the way. And I'll talk a little bit more about it in the second half of this. But that's how I do it. I kind of just, I'll make this picture. Say, just for instance, with Equinox, it'd be like, what does David Logan look like? Chief David Logan, okay? And he's a protagonist. And I'd start getting an idea, and I say, he looks kind of like meet Lee Marvin a little bit. He's a square jawed guy and all this. And that's what would happen. And I have so much of this in files and stuff. A lot of it is retro, and I actually, when I do advertisement for a book like Equinox today, I love dragging out that retro stuff and see if I can upgrade it. The only thing I did is when I first started it, is I didn't understand the whole, go big with your picture, because you can always compress, but don't, just go basic. And a lot of that stuff now just doesn't translate up because you need higher resolutions. But I learned, and it was a lot of fun. It's super inspiring, and I'll tell you, when I get stuck on a chapter or something like that, that's what I would do. I'd wander off, go do some art, listen to some tunes, maybe some drive-by truckers, or like I said, the Black Angels, or all them witches, or Pink Floyd, or whatever. A lot of people listen to soundtrack music, which is great. It is. It really is. If it gets you in the mood, especially. And, so there's a wide variety, and we've got Spotify. So you pretty much got everything at your disposal. I can go over and listen to Craig Spector stuff, and he's got some cool stuff that kind of gets your muse rolling. Trust me. Okay, so I'll wrap it up there, but that's The Art of Writing, Part 1. Thanks for listening. You take care. Bye now.